Welcome back, guys. My name is Brandon. We're going to have the simplest repair project that we've had on the channel to date. Stick around. This is our big repair project that we have for this week, guys. Super simple. This is a co-worker's of my wife's. She brought it to my wife because it's actually broken. This is a piece of 1/2-inch round dowel, and you can see that the weld has just come undone, and she wants it put back together. So I figured I'd use this as an opportunity to talk to you guys, if you're doing a little side work, how to price out your stuff, how I would arrive at it, everything that I do to make this repair and hopefully have a satisfied customer. The first thing on any project that I'm looking at when I consider repairing it is, do I want to do it? Maybe I don't even want to do the job. Maybe there's just too much liability involved. Maybe it's outside my wheelhouse for skill set and I'm just not experienced enough to take it on. So if I'm unfamiliar with it, naturally I'm going to be a little hesitant to want to do work on it. If I've decided that it is something that I'm interested in doing and that I want to work on, then what I look at is, how did it break? Because again, thinking liability wise, I have to figure in what caused this to break. Granted, this is a chair, so it's pretty easy to see. As you can tell right here, had very little weld on it. That's the problem. That's why it broke. And it's been cracked for a while because you can see that there's actual rust that's between the two halves. So it's definitely not fresh. And it's been like that for a while. If you look at this side, you can see it even better. You can see that there's just a little spot of weld on the top and a little spot of weld on the bottom. So we're gonna dress that up and we're gonna fix that issue right there. So once I determine what's caused this, then I've obviously got to figure out, what's the material that I'm welding to. This is actual steel. Then the next decision I'll make is, what process do I want to use? Now, this is all solid, so that's a solid rod, that's a solid rod. So this can take a lot of heat. Sometimes these chairs are built out of tube, so maybe MIG welding wouldn't be an ideal repair for that. They might have to be TIG welded. But for this, we know that we can MIG weld it. It's a little bit faster and I'm all set up for it. And then after that, I start looking at the rest of this project. Start seeing if there's anything else I can see. Are there any other broken welds? Because if there are, or some areas that need to be repaired, now would be the time to do it, right? While it's right here. Now you can see this. This one's welded all the way around. They did a great job with this one. This one, they did not. You can see there's no weld on the sides there, and there's no weld on the side there. So that's why this one broke. But again, I'll continue to look around, check out the welds, check out the job that was done on it previously, and if I need to fix it while it's right here, now's the time to do it, right? So let's say I found some additional welds that are broken. Before I even touch this, I get a hold of my customer and have a conversation with them and tell them, hey, this is what I noticed. It's going to be what I think X amount of dollars or X amount of time to fix it. What would you like me to do? I try to be very transparent when I talk to my customers because they appreciate that, just like we all do, right? If we have someone do work for us, we want to feel like we're in good hands and that they're going to take good care of us, that they're being observant of the things that we brought to them. I think by, bringing these things forward to your customer and letting them know things that you see, it just shows that, you're paying attention, you're conscientious to your work, and, they may say, go ahead and fix it, or they may say, I can't afford to fix it right now. Thank you for letting me know, and we'll revisit it at a later date. So let's talk about how would I go about charging for this. Well, personally, I charge $80 an hour, and I would say that it would probably take me maybe 15 minutes to repair this. I literally have no time involved in this. This was dropped off in my driveway. So from the driveway to walking it into my workshop is what I have for time invested in this. I didn't have to pick it up. I don't have to deliver it. So 15 minutes to clean this up and weld it back together is fair. I'd say 25 bucks, and that would be a good charge for something like this. A lot of people have a minimum fee that it is. They have a 1 hour flat fee, $80. And I think I talked about this before in other projects of working by the hour. I actually prefer to work by the hour because I'm a fast worker. Those are the drawbacks if you're not a fast worker and you take long lunches and stuff like that, and you take extended smoke breaks and all kinds of stuff like that, and your customer is around and they're watching, they're going to give you a hard time on their dime taking excessive breaks. But I just work quick. I don't take smoke breaks. breaks. I try to get in and get out and give everybody a good price and give them a fair deal. But I have a tendency, if I'm going to do a job, buy the job, it tends to be a little bit more. I lean to the heavier side of quoting the project because there's so many unknown variables. You know, when you're working by the hour, you just whatever it takes is whatever it takes. As long as you're being diligent and working quickly and, you know, and efficiently, then your customer shouldn't have a problem with that. But mind you, know that your customer, when you pull in their driveway, if you're doing mobile work, if you pull in their driveway, they know the time that you pulled in. So you better make sure that you're keeping track of it too, because when it comes time to bill your customer, they're probably going to know when you took your break, how long you took them, and all the other things. So just be prepared to have those discussions. Not that it's a bad thing. I mean, if you are having someone work for you, you would want to see that they're being diligent, not taking, 2-hour lunch breaks and, 5 smoke breaks every 15 minutes, You want to make sure you're getting your money's worth, and that's all most customers want, especially these days with the economy the way it is, and money's tight for everyone. So I would say this repair would take me 15-20 minutes, and this would be a $20-$25 repair. If I had to go to this person's place, then it would just be a flat $80 within X amount of miles from my place for me to just go there, quickly fix it, and leave. $80. First thing we got to do is clean this down. We need to get this all cleaned up. So we'll start with a wire wheel so we can see any cracks. That's how I always like to start my prep work. And then what we'll do is we'll get rid of all this excess weld using a abrasive disc, and we'll clean it all up nice. I want to show you guys something that I just picked up, and I'm super excited about it. These are Milwaukee safety glasses, but they're magnified 1.5, so they're like a safety glasses reader. So you have your regular safety glasses as normal, but at the very bottom, this little section here has the 1.5 readers in them. So this is going to be awesome to weld in, to work in. You can just keep your safety glasses on all the time, and when you need to read or get close to your subject, looking at your weld, you get your readers right on, so you're in business. This wasn't sponsored. I paid for these myself. I'm just super impressed. These are awesome. So this is what I normally do in the shop and on my mobile jobs. You guys probably catch me doing it occasionally, is I'll have my safety glasses on, and then I switch over to my readers so I can see what I'm doing up close. These I usually have on under my welding helmet, which they're not really made for that. And then I flip my welding helmet up, and then I have to switch back to safety glasses. Now I don't have to. Now when I just look normal, and when I'm looking at you, I can just see normal, but when I look down or lift my head up, I'm looking through those readers. It's awesome. I think I paid around $12 for these, and I got them at Home Depot, and I'll have a link down at the bottom. Like I said, this isn't sponsored. I'm just all about passing on things, especially, you younger guys, you don't need this yet. I'm 54 years old, or I'll be 54 in July. My eyes just kind of need that little bit of, extra vision, but you younger guys, you won't need it. They'll probably have something totally different by the time you reach our age. So I ended up picking up 2 pairs, one for my mobile rig and then one for the workshop. Another thing that I want to mention too, guys, is when you're grinding, just be careful about what you're breathing in, because, here in the United States, some chemicals are not allowed, like chemicals with lead and stuff like that. Well, other countries may not. That may not be the case, and then it gets imported into here, and then you're grinding on it and you're breathing in, stuff that you've grind off that could contain lead or other dangerous chemicals. So I'm just going to warn you, whenever you're grinding, you should always make sure that you have a good respirator on. I use this one. It's just a basic 3M mask, and I just put the cartridges on it, the 2297s. These have a charcoal in them, so they help filter a little bit better, but this will fit under your welding hood. It's relatively inexpensive, and I'll have a link to this as well. Again, none of this is sponsored. I'm just showing you the things that I use. Now with it all cleaned up with the wire brush, now I can grind off these extra welds right here, make it all nice and smooth and flush, and then we can get ready to weld it up. Now with this all ground down, I've beveled it a little bit just so my weld doesn't go too proud. You see it over here. Now we got to pull this thing together. So I'm just going to take a strap, put it at the feet, and then just squeeze this together right here. And I got that side looking just like that side. You can see how it's kind of just about flush right here, and it's just about flush right over there. So let's go get the welder set up. For this, I'm going to use my Fronius Train Steel 2200, and I'm using Lincoln 30 thousandths wire, and I'm using C25 gas. So I'm set up for steel wire. Turn on my bottle, turning it real slowly, opening it carefully, standing off to the side. And with C25 gas or non-flammable gases, argon, same thing. These all have valves that seat when they're fully opened. So this type of valve you want opened all the way so it's fully sealed. And then we are going to hit our purge, and that will get our CFH going right there. So we're running right about 22. We're going to bring her down to about 20. And if you see this one right here, it tells you to read it right at the center of the ball, and that's what we got right there. Now we'll set the thickness, and let's just say right around, we'll call it just under 1/4 inch. Let's say 200 thousandths, which equates out to 189 amps. That's a lot. And that's 27.4 volts. That's going to be good and hot. And you can see we're on argon, C25 gas. Again, 30 thousandths wire. This machine is set up. It's that quick. So let's get this thing welded out. I'm actually going to lower this down. I'm going to actually go down to about 160. Just because the way that joint is, there's some gap and some space on it. I think it's going to cause some problems. So I think this will actually work out pretty good right there. Breaking in a brand new set of gloves today. No name. I don't think they have a brand name to them. All right, here we go. We got to get a good ground established here. There, that should do it. What? I'll try this. That's definitely good and hot, guys. Now we can get rid of our strap. We'll get it cleaned up with a wire brush and we'll get some paint on it. Alright, I'm really happy with that. We'll just spray it with some satin paint, kind of match what's already there. I'm going to show you another trick that a guy who used to fix electric motors taught me. And he would go to spray something down, then he'd just use a heat gun and then just dry it with a heat gun, and then he could give the part directly to his customer real quick. There it is, no charge for that tip either. And that's all there is to it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you guys are looking to venture out or go on your own, let me know what you guys are doing, what you're primarily focused on. Are you working on doing aluminum? Are you looking on doing steel? Do you want to do, structural work? Let me know down in the comments section what you guys are working on. And like I said, if you're wondering about any of the tools that you see me using, there'll be links down in the description below. Thanks, guys, and until next week, I will see you then. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.